It was brutal. It was a hard shoot. The whole shoot was hard because everything was sort of a battle to get this actor to play the character as written.
Hi, I'm Alex DeLerma, and this is the Cinema Gym. If these videos are helping you and you want to see some more, please like, subscribe, comment. Let's keep this thing going.
Actors versus writers subject is interesting because the first movie I did where I wrote it and directed it, that I cared about, let's say, I had such fights with the lead actor. But almost physical fights because he wanted to change all the lines.
Wait a minute. Okay, so I got to say the title or the topic is actors versus writers. So I love this story. Tell me.
Well, let me back up because it might be helpful to kind of lay a framework for the different relationships actors can have with the words on the page.
Yes.
Right? So if it's an independent film and the actor has some weight and they've come into the project with some, like a name value, they probably have a little bit of weight to change what's on the page and improvise a bit. If it's a TV show, usually the showrunners are in Video Village and there's execs and everyone's signed off on it. And no matter maybe how big the actor is, I mean, maybe not true with like Kevin Costner in Yellowstone, but I think at a certain point, no one touches the words.
As long as they're not a producer on it, like.
No one touches the words. You got work to do. It's already sorted out. The words on the page are it. And that's probably pretty much the same for like a studio feature film, right? And then you just have, like in the case of my first movie, you have an actor who probably took the job for the money and didn't really vibe with the material, because almost everything he had to say he had a problem with. And so I was told by the producers this is my first sort of bigger movie in that, there's a real crew and we're not just shooting on weekends or whatever.
How would he approach you?
Well, let me say this. The producer said, on your first scene, as a novice director, this first scene you're going to block, you have to command the set. Because you're going to be here for 20 days with this crew. They have to know that you know what you're doing.
You have to spray your territory.
You have to show them that you're in good hands, that they're in good hands, so they feel comfortable. They'll do. If you in that first scene that you do, if you can show that you can do this, you've got them. They'll eat out of your hand the whole show. So even in blocking, the first time I'm there with the actors, the guy didn't want to stand where we were like talking about. And then the first line, he's like, I would never say that. I'm like, well, it's not about you, like trying to figure out how to say this politely. It's about what your character would say.
Right.
And then this character would Yeah. And this is a situation where the actors were sort of thrust upon because they were the names that were propelling the movie to sort of get made.
Yeah.
So it's not like I had meetings with them before and went over the character and chose them off the list of people who auditioned. And it was brutal. It was a hard shoot. The whole shoot was hard because everything was sort of a battle to get this actor to play the character as written. And in that case, I didn't have many allies because the producers were just making like schlock to get through the day.
Yeah.
I'm making my first movie. I think I'm the third Coen brother. Like I think this has to be, the Coen triplets. It's Dave, the other guy, the other one from the Midwest, and without this character landing, I just felt I would never get there.
Yeah.
And the movie was fine, it was whatever. But the next movie I didn't write. So I was less precious about what was on the page.
Yeah.
Now I'm just the director. It's someone else's script. So then you start noodling a little bit. I want to noodle too.
Yeah.
Because as the director, I want to get my hands dirty.
Yeah.
That the actor comes up and has an idea, and the actor's nowhere to be found. The actor's at home. They're working on their next script. Then you can play a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right? So the writer, the actor, actor and writer usually never have a direct relationship. It's what's on the page.
Yeah.
Right? Unless it's a writer-director they're working with. And then I've done stuff where I've had my scripts directed by other people, and only to see the movie later and be horrified at what the actors did to it. I somehow got caught up in the Ryan Reynolds
Really?
Blake Lively thing and some articles that were circulating a few weeks ago because I wrote a movie that Ryan Reynolds starred in, and apparently he was an actor who changed a lot of the dialogue, right? And I thought the movie turned out terribly, but I only learned recently, a couple weeks ago, that he was apparently difficult on set and changed a lot of and the director didn't really have a handle on how to rein him in or whatever. And there was a lot of improvisation. So as a writer, I feel I've been screwed when I wasn't in control. I think actors maybe they kind of have to know their place to a certain extent in that everyone wants to bring value to the project, and everyone has the best intentions.
Right.
And sometimes there's an opportunity to say something, you know. If you're doing a table read, if you're doing rehearsals, there's opportunities to pull the director aside or to say something to the writer. Obviously, if you're rehearsing, there's a great opportunity to say, I'm not comfortable saying this, or how about if I switch this around? It's never great on the day to get those notes. The actors had the script for 3 weeks or whatever before the shoot. You don't want to do it on the day when you're blocking. That's a real a shock to the system, because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
And for the director to have to sit there and like sort out if this makes sense.
It has to be really demoralizing too. If here's your first feature.
If it's your first, if
and
you're
it's
10th,
day
either
one,
way,
and
it's
then
just
you
like have some respect for the process. Yeah,
you know,
like
that's got to be really tough on your first film.
When you're working on your choices, and when you're working on how you're going to break down the scene, and when you have your ideas, and if you think you want to say something different and you have an idea and you're that headstrong about it, it's probably best to bring it up as early as possible.
Yeah.
And not surprise anyone on the day.
My feeling, and this is good for actors to know the other side of the camera. We're not the enemy. And I understand the pushback and the resistance is all fear-based. It's all fear-based, fear-based, fear-based. The other Joker in the last project made me look like an idiot, and he said, trust me, this is going to be great, and I look like a moron.
Right.
So then they have to build their protective armor, I did as an actor, and you have to prove to me, you have to earn my trust, but I'm paying you. Nope.
Right.
That's not why I'm here. I could have made more money being a plumber.
The easiest actors I've worked with, or the ones that I found the most productive, were the ones who made choices ahead of time and even presented them in a very sort of methodical way. For example, an actor, Michael Ironside, was always great at this. He'd say, I can do this scene 3 ways. Which way do you want it, boss? And he'd tell me I could do it this way, or this way. I'd go number 2. It is so genius. Like, he made his choices, and I got to choose the one, and he would deliver that take. And that was the best, because most of the shows I've done in my entertainment career were relatively quick shoots.
Yeah.
Not a lot of time to fuss.
Yeah.
You know, no time to improv, whatever. We had a job to do. You had your 8 to 12 pages. You got to get through it.
You know, the best thing I tell actors to do a little project for yourself where you write it. It's 2 pages. You direct it, you cast it, you edit it. And then when you're dealing with directors, there's going to be a harmony and an understanding, and you'll have empathy, and you'll understand, you'll learn so much about acting for camera and everything that goes through.
Yeah, it's great.
It costs no money.
Right.
And it was the one thing that I wish when I was an actor, that I studied with some pretty heavy hitters, and I honor all of them, but nobody really went to. They don't prepare you from when you do get the job. Right. And now I'm with this guy I've been dying to work with, and I feel like, why is he shitting all over my ideas with the pizza?
Right.
And you know, and yeah. What's something that you discovered or that you did with an actor, something having to do with blocking, where you were getting some resistance or anything?
I can't think of a specific. At least one that's maybe interesting enough to share.
Yeah.
But there's been plenty of times where you're shooting a scene and you don't think you're getting something and it's not quite working. And you do 3, 4, 5 takes, 6 takes, 7 takes, and you try to tweak it a little bit, and you feel like the actor's not quite getting it. Yeah. And then when you're cutting it together, somehow they were right. Like, so as a director, you're maybe a little bit of self-doubt, but like I don't know, I'm not feeling it. Like, and then it turns out like, oh, I get it. Like that. It makes sense on the page, whether they're just playing for the size of the lens, or whether they're, you know, a look, or the way that they, I don't know, pick up the fork, or just something that you didn't notice on the day, because as a director, there's so much going on. And so there's a lot of surprises in the edit room.
So sorry to interrupt. So you're saying so it's not that you're saying that you shouldn't trust that instinct, but also maybe in the back of your mind, like one of those other ones where the actor was give me what they want to give me, it might work.
Yeah. And I think as a director, if you can't really formulate how you're going to communicate what you need, you might not know what you need. So you might be feeling something and sitting with yourself like, oh my God, how am I going to get that actor to meet me or to deliver what I need? But I don't even know what I need. So then you just shut up about it. And then it usually works out, you know.
That took, yeah. I experienced that where I could compartmentalize, and because it's not just about the acting, and I was hyper focusing on the acting at first, right? And there's a lot more than that going on, and so where I could compartmentalize it, and then go, blocking's okay, lighting's fine, it's performance is fine. I'm like, oh, it's my writing, okay.
Yeah.
And then we huddle together, go, forget about first half of page 1. What I want to accomplish is this. I would say it out loud so they'd hear it. Like, what is the purpose of this scene? Just like we'd huddle together. And then that really helped me.
Well, I found it's one thing when you're sitting at home writing and you're trying to figure out how you're going to convey this information in the scene. And then on the day, I've had actors actually say, I don't think I need to say this line and this line. And that's actually quite helpful because every time the actors cut stuff, they're able to
saving you time.
Well, they're conveying it in something else. It's just the look instead of saying I'm angry at you. It's something that you can't write on the page as a writer because it's a stupid direction. He looks angry at Sue's or whatever. Like it sounds stupid to write. But so you write something that conveys that in the dialogue, and then on the day you realize you don't need it. So it's been helpful for actors to pare away some of the words to kill your darlings for you.
I wouldn't. You just dropped a little gem there, and I would encourage actors to go back. I know younger actors maybe don't want to go deep into cinema as much as nerds like me do, but if you go back and you look at Steve McQueen or Clint Eastwood in those Sergio Leone films, or my favorite Lee Marvin, Point Break, he's doing things that you just described, and that is this maturity of film acting. Only comes with experience and they literally, Eastwood would say, "Just get rid of these pages. I'm just going to," and Lee Marvin, remember the cinematographer, said, Lee told me, "I'm just going to do that with a look. I'm going to fake you out and think I'm going that way, but I'm going to go that way." And the cinematographer's following him and forgot to go that way because he's so convincing. And,
right.
And if you rewatch Bullet with Steve McQueen, I didn't like it the first time I saw it. And then when I revisited it recently, I went, he's brilliant. What he's, as far, the movie has some questionable story
not a big talker.
Flaws, but what he's doing non-verbally, as you said, and it's that fast. The Cinema Gym is all about helping you transition from the stage to the screen. If you're interested in classes, seminars, or private coaching, you can visit the website. Hope to see you in the gym soon.
TheCinemaGym.com for virtual one-on-one coaching for camera.